This is a 1906 76-foot tugboat from Wallace Shipyard. This will be an engine room tour. It'll be in quite a bit of detail here. That's the Westerbeek 12.5 kW main generator for electrical power. There are starting batteries for that generator. This generator is based on a Ford engine, and it is the engine generator to start the air start system as well as the hydraulic system, main systems for this boat. This is a ocean-going commercial tugboat. Notice there's a radiator on this. This engine can run on a radiator in the engine room, so it doesn't need any seawater cooling. The boat's been refit with new connections for through hulls. That's waste clean out for a through hull for sanitation. New filters put on, including filter systems as needed. Everything works on this boat. It's fully operational. Here's the gearing system that drives the air compressor and the hydraulic pumps. The lines are all color-coded, hydraulics being yellow in color. And next to that, there's just tracing the valves and the lines here for the systems. Water lines are green. Domestic water here, however, this is for domestic water, is newly installed. Include water filter systems. There's 800 gallons of water capacity. The green is for a bilge pump out and firefighting water. Here's the compressor that you see here. Air compressor system. Gray lines for air compressing, and there are two of these massive air pneumatic tanks, port and starboard. It's a domestic water system here. Back of the engine room, water tanks, port and starboard. Reportedly 800 gallons total. It's a watertight bulkhead that you see there. There's the other air compressor tank. So the engine, which you really haven't seen yet, the big Caterpillar engine, is a started with air. This is the hydraulic tank for hydraulic lines. There's one of the massive through hull connections that is in place. So you can see the valving there. Another pneumatic compressor. There's the watertight bulkhead. That was for the pressure water system back there. Here's the bilge, a 6-inch shaft driving the propeller. So again, that white pump was for the water pump, for domestic water. Or the green pump there, I'm sorry, green pump. Okay, as I turn around here, I'm going to take another look at the system. That's the holding tank, what you see there, the waste holding tank with the macerator pump. And now the engine, a V12 dry stack exhaust Caterpillar diesel engine. This was originally a steam tug, so this engine is obviously replaced it. A real solid engine, driven by cable, gear and cable controls from the wheelhouse. You can get all the specifications on the engine and the transmission on our website. This all works. We have a survey from last year, a very thorough survey on the operation of the boat and the construction. There's a workbench for you on the starboard side, and there's a look at the Caterpillar system. This is a freshwater cooled engine in that it's got antifreeze type cooling um, in its system, and a heat exchanger. The heat exchanger was removed and cleaned out and all completely restored. More of the valving. Now the green valving there that you see can be used as a uh, dewatering pump for taking on water. It's a serious pump out. It also can be used for fire hoses. You can connect fire hoses to it and put out a fire on the ship. What you saw a moment ago, the planking is the inner planking for the hull. The hull is massive, 3-inch exterior planking and frames, and then the white painted planking there, which is the ceiling or the interior of this boat. And walking forward, there's the 2 fuel tanks up forward there. I'll turn around and look at the heat exchanger in the front of the engine here. Try not to bump my head. Power takeoff, there's a couple of pumps. Those are not operational now. They could be. There's a whole power takeoff pump option here in front of that runs off the engine. There's a blue ladder to go aloft to the upper deck. That's how you access the engine. See that in a minute. And we'll pivot around here in a moment, look at the fuel tanks. 5,000 gallons, 2,500 gallon tanks, both of them emptied and cleaned out, thoroughly cleaned out. There's a Raycar fuel filter there, but you're working with 2 clean tanks. There's not 5,000 gallons in there now. There's some fuel, but that's the capability. There's the manifold for the bilge pumping and fire suppression system, hoses and so on. Again, this was designed to be self-sustaining for a long time. On the left, the white item is the water heater, the new water heater in place. And I believe we finished this video with a look up the ladder and to the dry stack exhaust system, um, which is all in the center of the ship here. There's a door to the top, and there's the dry stack exhaust. So there you have it. Tour of the engine room, 1906 Wallace tug.